guys, my name's Adam if this is your first time here, and today we're going to be talking about the movie Being John Malkovich, and I had never seen it before this, so this is my first time seeing it. I got a lot of ideas in my head. I hope I can kind of get them out in a coherent sort of way. I'm going to try my best. Firstly, if you haven't seen this movie, this is going to be one of the weirdest movies you've ever seen. I actually turned to the person I was watching it with who had seen it and said, this movie is so weird, and she said it's going to get a lot more weird because it was just the beginning. Now, the other thing I want to say is if you haven't seen it, you should probably not watch this because there's going to be a lot of spoilers. There's no way I can talk about this movie without going into the ending. And with that said, let's go right to the ending. I think that obviously the ending of the movie is basically the main character's own personal hell. He's watching the woman he married have a happy life with the woman he tried to leave his wife for. He has to endure that every day and cannot do anything but basically experience watching that. And he's a puppeteer that's trapped inside of a body that he cannot control, despite the fact that he had the ability to control another person's body in that situation. It's pretty much torture for this guy. It's the worst possible scenario for this guy. As opposed to midway through the movie, which was pretty much the best possible scenario for this guy. He was a puppeteer that was able to control another person's body. He was the ultimate puppeteer, and while he was puppeteering this person's body, they were puppeteering another puppet. So he was a puppeteer of a puppeteer. It's pretty much like heaven for him. And he also got this this girl that he was chasing. He pretty much had everything he possibly wanted. The problem is, and this is why he deserves to be in his own personal hell, is that he did it at the expense of an innocent person's life. With that said, though, there is sort of, I say that and then it sort of leads me to my next point, is the older people, they kind of did the same thing, but I think the main difference is that the first character that did it, he brings along other people because he really wants to connect with people. And that's the difference. That's what I think this movie is about. It's about isolation. It's also about, you know, having a self. And, you know, I think it's interesting that John Malkovich is an actor. He's professionally not himself to gain success and admiration and love, which is what a lot of people go through when they take over his body. But I think at the core of this movie, it's really about isolation, and that's why the main character sort of falls apart at the end. He never connects with anyone throughout this movie. Even when he's chasing Maxine, it's for superficial reasons. He thinks that she's extremely attractive, but she refuses to connect with him in any possible way. There's no connection there, but he's desperate to seek that, to capture her. He's not even desperate to connect with her. He just wants to sort of like I said, capture her. Whereas his wife, she's desperate to connect with people and desperate to connect with even him. He's got an opportunity to connect with someone right there, and he has no interest in it. He would rather chase this, you know, this person just because they're attractive. And you know, the whole relationship between this Maxine and his wife, basically it's two people that are desperate to connect from two different points of view. Maxine is ecstatic that she's able to not only connect with John Malkovich, but Cameron Diaz inside of John Malkovich, and Cameron Diaz is ecstatic that from inside she can connect to John Malkovich and then connect to the person that John Malkovich is connecting to, and they both get to feel a lot less isolated this way. Whereas you know, the main character, he just basically, he puppeteers his way. He doesn't have any interest in connecting with anyone. By the end of the movie, he's basically the most isolated person in the world. He can't even control his surroundings himself. He can't control anything, and he's left desperately watching, desperately observing a life that, you know, he wanted to have with two different people, and he's, like I said, he can't even control himself. I wrote down a lot of what I had to say. I think I kind of said it without even looking at it. that's pretty much all I had to say about this movie. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. This is the first time I've seen it, so I'm not going to say that my ideas are necessarily the only way to see it, or that I'm right at all, because like I said, I only watched it once. Maybe there's a lot that I'm missing. So let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm way off base or whatever. Thanks, and have a good day.